Hello everybody and welcome Hello everybody and welcome back. It's Creative Redundancy back again. It's time for another live stream for me. Another creation mode plus chit chat. Decided to start the stream a couple minutes early so people can drop in. I know I left such a long event notification to everyone, but I had to set up everything and all that good stuff. Now, I'm no expert in survivalism, bushcrafting, or preparedness, or prepping. I'm just trying to learn more and put that knowledge into something constructive. Now, like it says in the description, some of the creations are either done to be previously made, done on the show, or done live during the recording of this live stream. So grab those multi-tools / tools and join the creative process with me, CR, and I'll start the show momentarily. Alright, let's whip up the old side chat. And yeah, and Puppy Brev's in. Hello and welcome. I know, big yay. It's not quite half past yet, or the bottom of the hour yet, so I'll give it a few more minutes before I actually start the show. Still warming up, or gathering a few things here. So they're next to me, so they're ready to go when I want to show it, so I'm not wasting too much time trying to grab something. And hopefully I'll be able to record the whole thing and not get cut off. I know sometimes I get cut off, unfortunately. But unless I say I'm going, I'll be back. Now I do believe that I have the slow-mo on. It's probably like, I don't know, every 5 seconds or so. Hello, Queen Bee. Thank you for dropping by. I appreciate it. Intro time! Like I always say in every single video at the end. Hey everybody! And welcome back. You know who it is. It's CR. Hi! Waving. Let me just bring back up the chat here. So I have it on the side. I have the side. So just over there I can see the chat. So like I said, it's time for creation mode. You know what that means. It's time to create. I said I write it like really awkward. Alright, there we go. Close enough. I actually got this idea from a friend. I was like, hey, I should do that for my live streams or videos. So I can write down notes or whatever. So everyone can read the side chat and read what I'm writing. Alright, let me erase this here. I'm using one of those whiteboard type of markers, so it'll come off quite easily. So I can keep it around. if I want to, or remove it. Bring that back in the frame here. So yeah, just using one of these type of whiteboard markers. We'll see if I can find another color, depending on what I'm showing off. And of course, like always, I always appreciate the loving support from all of you. You guys make it worthwhile. Yeah! By the way, this is a heart that is an LED light. It's red. Ooh, red. Hello, AOK Forging and Adventures, and welcome. Thank you for dropping by. I appreciate it, and I appreciate the support. I always, like I just said, I appreciate the loving support. Gotta have props for everything. Alright, since I'm already a couple of minutes in, it's time to start it. Now, where should I start? I think I'll start with this because I actually, yeah, I guess I'll start with this first. Let me just grab this here. Okay. Alright, I am so sorry about that. I'm not sure what happened in there. For some reason, OBS cut out on me on there. I don't know why. Just making sorry about that. Let me just make sure everything's going okay. I think I'm back here, so, well, anyways, I will just refresh what I was saying. This right here. Okay, sorry, I keep looking over just to make sure I'm actually live. Alright, so basically this, well, basically I made this as a spool for something thin in diameter, like parachute type of cordage or bank line. Could be used for, like, fishing line, or especially, like, something like braided fishing line. Now, basically what I did was, I took, I think it was four, like, old credit cards, old debit cards, old gift cards, something similar to that, and made a spool out of it. Basically, what I did was I lined it up. Yeah, I basically lined it up, made drilled some guidelines to cut out, and basically just used some scissors, and basically in the corners where I couldn't get in, I just basically used like a knife, a utility knife of some sort, just to get the corners, so I can get this nice H or I shape of a spool, depending how you look at it. And then basically sealed all four pieces together. Heat up the ends. I guess you could probably use something like hot glue or something like that just to keep it together. And a little bit of tape around it, smoothed out the corners a bit. Put some tape around, I guess, the center of the spool, just so the cards wouldn't cut into the cordage per se. And I don't know, for some reason I added like a ranger band in the center. For some reason I added that into the center. I think my idea was that the cordage I'm putting in, like, let's say, if it was like something like this fishing line, for example, let's say this was the end of it, there's a bunch of other stuff with it, I could slide it underneath that ranger band just to hold it in place. So it would look like something like that, but the fishing line would be underneath this part of the ranger band just to keep it, well, there. And now obviously it's on both sides, so it doesn't matter which way I end the line. I could just slip it underneath and go from there. I might try this again, make another one, see what I can do with it. So that's one of the first things. Alright, now one of the next things I made, now I just took it out. Oh. I'm glad I decided to check first, but before lifting it. But basically, I've shown this before, this container right here. It's very obvious what's inside. But basically, I use that to kind of more naturally dye this feather right here. Now, I'm going to set this down, grab a light source here. So you can kind of make it out. Might not show up in camera, but when I look at this, let me grab something a little bit more white here. Alright, I'm going to grab a piece of lined paper here that's white, so you notice a difference in it. So you can kind of notice the difference. Now that's a white sheet of paper, so it should stand out much better. From what I see on the screen, it looks like how it looks to me in person. Now basically this feather was actually one that I found, I think it was like last week at this time. Yeah, give or take. Yeah, it could have been the week before, but anyways. It was very fluffy. I'm not sure what it was. It could have been a seagull feather. Most likely it's a seagull feather. So basically it was originally white. And basically I let it sit in the mustard dye for a couple of days just to change the color. And I'll probably be making something out of this relatively soon. Probably to go with the hooks that I've been making. There's one right there, a really small one. Here's a much bigger hook. The eye on it's kind of big. I'm gonna have to tone it back down or change it out. Now I've also been experimenting and trying out, but I haven't finished it yet, this spoon type of lure right here. I've seen videos on it, I've seen channels doing it and stuff like that. I randomly found the spoon and I'm like, hey, you know what? That gives me a perfect chance to go try it out and see. Try out with from something useless to something useful again. Now, obviously, it's missing handle. Basically what I did was and there's probably different ways of doing it. If you got power tools, obviously, like an angle grinder or something like that, yeah, you're obviously going to do this work much faster. But how I did it, with fairly basic tools, was I used a reciprocating saw type of blade that's meant for metal. Or like a sawzall type of blade, saw blade, yeah. That's meant for metal. And basically I started to cut into it or saw it, so going on its longest side. Basically I thinned out the metal and I basically just bent it, so it's similar to like a paper clip. If you went back and forth, it would cause it to break at that point. Same thing. And basically afterwards I kind of rounded it off with some sandpaper or a file. And afterwards I kind of flattened out the spoon a little bit more. I'm hoping to get the right shape. I still have to drill the holes in for like the hooks, but And I'm not sure how. I might change this so it's not so plain. Maybe I'll have some. I don't know. Who knows what? Hey, maybe I'll put CR on it. I don't know. Maybe I'll put something more reflective on this side. Now, what I'm gonna see here, since I'm here. Hello, Gray Man. GMO's in the house. Welcome, by the way. Thank you for dropping by. I appreciate it. Now, I tried this before, but I'm gonna try this again here. Not sure how well this will work. Well, let me just pop that to the side here. I'm just gonna drop something in here. Let's see. If anyone's wondering, this white stuff right here, it's not that other white stuff. No. It's actually baking soda. Now, baking soda, sodium bicarbonate, as it's more kind of scientifically known as, or whatever. Baking soda is a whitening agent. Now, it's added into stuff. I mean, I think even baking sodas or sodium bicarbonate, you'll see it as part of an ingredient in like commercially available afterbite. You know, that used for, well, afterbite for like insect bites, like mosquitoes, for example. Well, it's also abrasive to a certain degree. So I'm gonna try to see. Let's see here. I should have brought some other stuff out with me. It's okay. If I can use the baking soda. No, I don't want to shake the camera. So basically, I'm keeping it in the middle, and using that baking soda right here to kind of polish it. I try. Maybe this could work for our stuff. You have to apply it dry, but it looks relatively pretty shiny now. Oh wow, that's. If it was more kind of parabolic in shape, I probably could use it for solar. Oops, I don't want to shake the camera here. Oh wow, that actually worked pretty good. Actually, I'm gonna put some on the other side just to see. Okay. You guys can see how it is, and I'm looking directly at it right now. So I'm gonna take my little container of baking soda again that I have. Drop a little on there. It doesn't take too much. Take my tissue right here and just, well, I'm gonna lift it off the table just so I'm not shaking the camera. Alright, basically, I'm gonna use it as. Now, ideally, I guess it would probably be easier if you had a container of baking soda and you just pop it in and went back and forth with something on it. That way the baking soda actually stays on. Because obviously I'm wiping it away. That's not so bad. It's not so bad. Looks pretty shiny now. And I'll just keep going back and forth on it. Just, this ain't so bad. So providing it's not too rough, I guess it would probably work as a way to buffer something, shine something, a piece of metal up a little bit more. Actually, I can, just looking at it, I can almost see my reflection in it. I've never seen my reflection in a spoon, but hey, I guess anything's possible. Oops. So, just buffering it out a bit. It's not so bad. Now, the camera doesn't do it justice, but it's not so bad. It's not so bad. Of course, I still have to drill the holes in, so I probably would have to do this again, but not bad. Hello, Nathaniel's Adventures, and welcome. Thank you for dropping by. So yes, I've been showing off some Literally homemade fishing stuff. Including a feather that I used probably for a fly. It looks very interesting actually. Because the tip right here is actually quite bright. So for example, if it was this, it might look similar to this at the end, with line wrapped around and probably something else. Now I'm just gonna keep that piece of paper here. Oops. Just gonna keep that there for a minute there. I'm gonna show off a fishing fly that's similar in color to that. Small hook. But basically, here it is right here. It took like literally minutes to do. Now, again, this is made with real feathers. That's been kind of dyed to give it a kind of greener look. And yes, it is from a seagull feather. We'll just put that there for a minute. Oops. Put that there for a minute there. Just so for a size comparison, I'll use a mini big. So you can, and it's flat against the surface right now, and my camera should be parallel to my surface, so you guys can check this out, see a size comparison. And since I was showing off spoon, I'll leave the spoon there, so you guys can kind of get an impression on it. Hello Northwest, open season, NOS. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Actually, this was kind of what I've been working on. I kind of mentioned it in a few live streams that I was watching today, that I was working on some fishing stuff and some hooks and similar stuff. But yeah, I mean, I've never made one of those spoon lures before, and I just got into making fishing flies. I was just like, it doesn't seem that difficult. Maybe I can learn how to do it. Give me a chance to reuse some stuff like a spoon or something like that, or pieces of metal to make hooks out of. I mean, like, obviously this is kind of big. That one's probably kind of big in comparison. It's almost as tall as the mini big. Using natural dyed type of feathers to, well, use as whatever, the wings, tail, head, I don't know. I really like this one. I don't know. I wish I had more of that. Let me go. I'll put that to the side though. So let me just put these back away here. Oh, I decided to try this one out with kind of wax floss. Basically, it's tied on there. Made something so it looks like kind of a head, and of course I can kind of fluff it out a bit. It's a very small hook. Anyways, I'll put that to the side. I'll leave the mini bank on the table for a size comparison. What I've also done is, not specifically with this one, obviously, because it's not done, but I've seen videos on it, and I'm like, let's give it a try. I had a few these safety type of pins, and I'm just like, some of them were broken or something like that, and I'm like, oh, I should reuse these, because they still had like some of these plastic, not this one specifically. I had a plastic one that's broken, wouldn't clip or stay shut or in the closed position, so I was like, I should do something with it. So what I decided to do was make some more fishing hooks, especially with some of the ones that are thicker or bigger. I mean, would make a good hook. This is kind of small, but kind of thin, and it still kind of works. So I'm not gonna do it with this one. But if I ever broke one, I'll be like, I know exactly what I'm gonna do with them. Hello, Sue. Sue Nelson's in the house. And like I said earlier, I can write stuff on the table. So guess who's in the house? Sue. She's in the house. Alright, now I'll wipe it clean. Oop. Don't want to shake my surface here too much. Here. Put that white piece of paper back. Is that big hook a staple, Gray Man? No, it's not. It's from literally thin, relatively speaking, of course, type of, it's like thin rods, steel rods that I've acquired for free. Basically, I'm repurposing them and trying to see if I can use them for something. They're thicker and harder to bend than a clothespin or a paper clip or even a pop tab, which I just happen to have right here. Yeah, like always. And basically I'm converting them into fishing hooks, or at least trying to. Took a little bit to bend them and all that stuff, but that's alright. You guys gotta give me 1 second. I gotta take care of something real quick here. Sorry about that. Just give me 1 second. I'll come back in a sec. You guys can talk with each other for a minute. I'll be muted until I come back. Stack image. I'll be right back in a sec. Sorry about that. Alright guys, sorry about that. I had to go answer the phone. Everyone always seems to phone when you're on live, and when you're not on live, no one wants to call. Isn't that always the case? Alright, so I'm back. So let's see, where was I here? Trying to remember. Oh yeah, I was talking to Gray Man. Gray Man's question about is that big hook? No. So basically, it's thin pieces of metal. Actually, I'm just gonna show it here. Now, I'm not sure. Can a hook? I know it could be too small or too big per se, but can the diameter of the hook itself be too big? I mean, obviously, something absolutely way too big is probably way too big, but well, I'll just show it. See, pieces of metal right here. Just this. I'm actually pushing, so you could kind of get an impression on how stiff it is. Obviously, what I have to make a point on it, and you know, get that hook shape, I guess, after, and bend it around and make an eye. Here's another piece right here that's thicker than this piece. Now I decided not to use these pieces, or this right here, but I'm using the thinner kind. Now looking at it, it is definitely thicker than some of the hooks, actual barbed hooks I have. So I'll have to see if these will work. I don't see them not working, but I think it probably depends on the fish, like on its size. Oh, okay. Hi, Queen Bee. So yeah, anyways, yeah, so I point them, curl them, make an eye, and go from there. So I would put an eye in. Probably better than that. This is the same diameter. And these two are the same diameter. And this is the same one that I just showed off and Gray Man Outdoors was asking about. Of course, once they're done, I put them in here with a magnet just to keep them there. These are all kind of DIY homemade type of hooks, so they're gonna be barbless in this case. And for some of the smaller ones I have, oh wait, that's the wrong container. For some of the smaller ones I have, or thinner ones I have, maybe it's from like a safety pin like I showed earlier. I popped them into a different container. Right? It should be this one right here. Okay, not that piece. Oh, hold on a sec here. I'm trying to pull them out without getting them all over the place. So like that one right there. Here's one. This one's actually from a safety pin. Actually, I think that one's from a safety pin. I can't tell. In comparison to one that can be bought that has barbs. So that one has a barb that can be bought. That's a DIY one made from a safety pin. Oh, and of course I'll put the big later on the same surface so you can kind of get a size comparison to it. Now, I gotta make sure to put everything back. I'm very bad for when I'm doing these live streams, and you know, some people can relate to it, but you forget to put the stuff back, you're showing off something or whatever, like a kid or something, or I don't know, something similar to that, and you're just like rushing or whatever, eating or doing whatever, and you forget to put all that stuff back, and then you wonder, hey, where is it? Oh, I forgot to put it back in this before I left the house. Yeah, that would be bad. So let me put these back in here. Put the hook mount. Let's see what you guys are writing about real quick here. Oh, hey, Northwest opening season. What do you fish for with those all those homemade hooks? Well, we have walleye around here, so it's possible to catch that, amongst, you know, other things. Now, not a big fisherman or person, I should say. I mean, my first fish I caught when I was like 12, and that was ice fishing. But I've caught other things before. But this is more of a, can I make more of these kind of deal and have more hooks? And possibly reuse some of these materials into something useful again. That way I can't say I don't have enough hooks. Or I can't say that you can't make a hook. Because clearly you can make a hook. It might be barbless, but it's still a hook. I mean, here's another small one right here. I have to add to that container, but it's not done yet. Hello, Bayou Preppers. How's it going? Thank you for dropping by. I appreciate it. I always appreciate the loving support from all you guys. Here's the other part. You know, my heart light. Heart light. Just reading what you guys are talking about real quick. Oh, okay, yeah. And Queen Bee, maybe you'll get better at it. You know? You can't suck at fishing. You can suck at catching, but not fishing. Laugh out loud. So true. I've heard that kind of expression or saying before from some other channels. Can't remember from whom exactly, but I've heard that before. Well, exactly. It's just like anything. Well, obviously there's a degree of luck at times, because obviously if you're in a lake that has lots of fish, obviously your chances of catching one are probably greater. But if you come at a lake that has one or two fish, and let's say it's a new moon, you don't have the right bait, maybe you're using a homemade hook, the line you're using isn't the longest, you might have more difficulty. Oh, no problem, Bayou Peppers. I appreciate the support and all that good stuff. So much so that I'm gonna drink some coffee to it. Yes, see, look at this coffee. My special kind of blend this time. Trying something else. So cheers to that. Alright. Oh, okay, but... Oh, okay. That's awesome. Wow, since you were 4. Wow. Hey, you gotta have some patience, Queen Bee. Okay. Oh, I see. And there is something relaxing about it. It is peaceful. Enjoy that. All you hear are the birds, the occasional water rippling by, and stuff like that. It's nice. Alright, now I gotta make sure I put some of this stuff back. Hold on a sec. I just gotta make sure I put this stuff back before I forget. Remember when I said earlier about showing off stuff or whatever, like a bag or something like that on a live stream? Make sure you put the stuff away. Especially if it's important. You don't want to grab that backpack and be like, oh crap, I forgot I showed it off on a video or a live stream last week and I forgot to put the magnesium bar back in, for example. Or dig later back in, because you decided to use it as a prop or as a size comparison. Alright. Welcome back, Sue. Alright, so, let's see, what's next here? Hold on a sec. So something else I've been playing around with, like literally I just played around with today, was that, oops. Well, let's just say this came from a straw, something that you would eat dessert from. from a very famous fast food place. Let's just say it like that. But so if anyone's watching, it's just a coincidence that I'm showing this. But basically, I've shown this before, but I was just like playing around with it on my. If I plug this hole right here and blow over the top, now I'm just stand away from the camera a little bit so it's not too loud. If I plugged it a little bit down lower, I might be able to make a whistle from that, an improvised whistle. That's definitely not round, but same concept as something else I have here. Here's a lid, same concept. You're blowing over it just like blowing over a bottle. So, yeah. So let's take this bottle for example. Blowing over it. Again, that sound. Same thing, except for it's shorter. So, now I'm blowing it very, very gently here. Now, the loudness of it, or the pitch, it will probably depend on how tall it is. Because since a bottle like this, there's so much, it's taller or longer, and the opening's wide. And the opening's wider. It makes it a very deeper type of sound. And something like this, because it's shorter and the opening or the diameter, the diameter is smaller, makes a louder or a higher pitch sound. If that all makes sense. I'll have to try these two out later and see how loud they really are off camera. I don't want to blow anyone's eardrums with big loud noises, but anyways. Put those to the side. You guys love fishing. That's awesome. That's awesome. Oh yeah. So I don't know if you saw the spoon lure that I'm making or attempting to make, but here it is right here. Well, since I'm still talking about fishing, you guys, here's another one here. I don't know if it's the best or ideal, or even if it would work. It might be a little bit too big, but here's one right here. And again, I'll put it on the sheet of paper so you can see the size comparison compared to a mini big lighter. I was just kind of playing around with one. You might be able to see it there. I actually have a spring in there. And why? Because I'm just experimenting with it, just to see. It's nothing too special. It's kind of mostly brown and black, but might work. It's a little bit big. And do I know what it looks like? No. I was just kind of practicing. Of course. Oh, really? think I'm back here. I'm not sure why the OBS keeps kicking out on me for some reason. That's one thing about live streaming that I don't like. When technical issues or device issues happen, well, everyone knows this. I don't get that problem when I'm doing static videos, so at least I can edit it out and re-record, but honestly being live, I can't do that. So since I have no idea where I was, I went back on the video. Thank goodness I had the DVR function on so I can actually see where I was. But just making sure. Yeah, okay. I'm just making sure everything's good. Anyways, since Queen Me was here, or is here, or was here, I'm gonna show off the bee one that I have right here. It's not done yet. I'm still working on it, but just something I'm making. Just why, I don't know. Why I'm making a bee fly, fishing fly, but I figured I'm like, let's try it out. See if I can make one, or at least something similar to one. Now, actually, this is actually on an actual, real, pre-made one that you can buy type of hook. So it's not a DIY hook. So it's got barbs on it, the eye, and all that stuff. Still working on it. I think I got the right size. I probably just have to add something that looks like a head on the bee, a stinger at the back, even though it's got something pointy already. Yeah, and probably something to act like wings or look like wings. So there it is right here. And I'm gonna shine a light above the camera source. You can see there. Let me just. You can see there it is. I used reflective material to get that yellowish color, and I'm like, maybe it'll. I don't know. Maybe it'll be in the water. It'll kind of reflect some light, and maybe it'll flash the fish, so to speak. But of course, until I finish it, try it out in the real world, it's just theory. But hopefully the theory will pan out and it'll actually be like, yes, observations. Alright. Hey, Queen Bee. Alright, so let's put that back to the side here for a minute. Let's see, what else? Just give me 1 sec. I gotta put the feather away. Oops. Before I forget. Knowing my luck, I'll put it somewhere and I'll forget about it. So I'll put it back into my feather collection here, which happens to be getting more diverse. Different colors that I'm trying to work on besides just black and white. I like this one right here. I'm not sure where it came from. I kind of found it, but look at that. I didn't even do it. This is natural. Like literally how it is off the bird. I was just like, oh wow, this is awesome. Not sure where it came from. So if anyone knows what kind of feather this would have came from, I can go search for it, Google it, all that stuff, and see if it is. Because I'm not sure whatsoever, because I just found it. Like, literally, like, the other day. and a whole bunch of other feathers, especially the black ones. Anyways, so you can see a couple of feathers right here. My feather collection. That'll go great with the fishing stuff and hooks and all that stuff. Similar to that, because honestly, something like bone, rock, glass, they don't flex, so they might chip or snap or break on impact. But just a few that I made just to learn about it, just to try it out. Bone is actually much easier to work with than something like glass or obsidian or something like flint knapping with rocks and stuff like that. Bone's definitely easier to use. Now, these aren't probably most ideal kind of bones to be using, but of course I'm just trying it out, practicing. I got a few more that I made. Make sure I put it back in my container here. These ones are quite lightweight, so they don't even register. I can put a bunch in, like a kit or something. It's not gonna weigh it down. They virtually have no weight. These smaller ones that I have. Honestly, if it's bigger, obviously it's probably not an increase in weight. Alright. Hey, Johnny from Cheap Things Outdoors. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, let me just welcome Cheap Things Outdoors, literally speaking. So welcome with your name on the screen. Let me just wipe this off here. So yes, welcome Cheap Things Outdoors. Nathaniel saying it's turkey. If it's turkey, Nathaniel, I don't know how I managed to find it randomly. But either way, all I know is that it's a different type of feather that I can use if I wanted to make a different kind of fly with a different kind of decoration or appeal or look to it. Oh yeah. But anyways, put that back. Let me just, oh yeah, leave my create sign right there. Alright, so what is next, hey? Actually, I'm gonna create something right here because I need it anyways. Now, I've shown this kit off already. It's my supplemental survival kit. This is version 2.0. Remember to either put it in the description, end screen it, or queue it up in the card later on. But I need to actually get a new type of thing, or baggie per se around it. So that is what I'm gonna do right here on this. I'm gonna use this baggie. Actually, it's the same, I have multiple of these because it came from the same source, so I know this will work. Anyways, let's get the big and the lighter away for temporarily. Put that to the side here. Now, this baggie, instead of recycling, which I could have, because it's recyclable in this area because it's got 04 on it. Basically, this came from a printer cartridge. my printer cartridge used to be in here. So I decided that when I was doing some tech support for someone, helping them set up the printer, I was just like, there's 3 of them. I've already used up one. Here's the second one I'm going to use. Well, the first one, it didn't work for a little bit of time, but what happened was that even though this is a thicker type of plastic, it wore down over time. So, this time around, I'm going to try something else here. You might have seen it with, like, let's say, resealable baggies to reinforce them. But what I'm going to do is, if I can get it out here, gotta get it off my roll here, but basically, I'm going to reinforce that with some tape. Now, honestly, thicker tape, heavier duty tape's probably be more ideal. And whatever color that you can get your hands on. So I'm gonna try this out here. Now I got another tin here that's roughly the same, well actually it's the same type of tin. I'm just gonna put it inside just so I can get a sense of it. This ain't the same tin, but, and you'll see this tin in a little bit because I actually gonna show off the contents in here and try to improve on it with better tin. But this will be a good, this is like a segue to that. So it'll already be around right there. I'll probably fold it to either tape it or something like that. But anyways, bring it back out. So I'm gonna reinforce this baggie with some duct tape. Could be Gorilla Tape, something along the lines of that. Yo, Homerunner, what's up, man? How's it going? So much so that I'm gonna welcome you on the screen here. Yeah, that should be on the screen. Should be in frame. So welcome, Homerunner. Anyways. Coming back to the baggie here. So, now there's a seam right here. Now I'm just going to take a look here, and in the way there's not major holes or anything like that in the baggie right now. So what I'm going to do is put the tape along this and go from there. Now honestly, I've never been able to rip tape with my hands. I always need some sort of cutting tool or scissors or something like that, which I'm not sure are not nearby. And I guess I'll just grab a knife here instead. I'd rather use scissors, but whatever. So basically I'm just gonna stretch it out, more or less. So right about there, grab a cutting tool and just cut it. So basically, there's a seam right here that prevents, well, the bottom from going out, I guess. So I'm gonna try to match that as much as I can, so it's parallel to it as much as I can, and as close as possible to it. Starting from one side, stretching it, just so I don't get any of those air bubbles or anything like that. And basically, I'm just going to continue along it right here. So you guys got any questions or want to say something, now's a good time, because I'm just going to be doing